Our next comic is Mobley, and this guy, he's got a treat for you because he can play music and make you laugh at the same time. I'm not jealous or anything, but I'll leave. I'm all right.
All right, 15 minutes later. Huh? Okay, so I've noticed that in doing these stand-up shows that it's probably a good idea if I, stay current, talk about current events, stay topical. So I'm going to do that for you right now. So yeah, O.J. Simpson, can you believe that? Got away with murder. It's crazy. Summer, you're too young, so I won't do that joke ever again. Yeah, so I don't have a segue, so I'm just going to go right into this next bit. It's about chicks. I've noticed that it's really hard to find a woman who's really happy with her appearance, She's just totally fine with how she looks. She's got a sufficient amount of self-esteem. Maybe she's a little big or whatever, but she's like, you know what, this is me, deal with it. But that kind of woman is really hard to find, You'd have a better chance of being abducted by aliens and have the aliens tell you that 9/11 was an inside job, okay? That's how fucking rare that shit is. Also notice that a lot of women, they like guys that are really, introspective, They like guys that they're like mysterious, that they want to, figure out, like there's beefcake Rubik's Cube or something like that, But, that doesn't really apply to me because, they look at me and they're just like, I get it. I have lots to offer. Nah, it's fine. Just go back into your little corner of fail. We got all we need here. Thank you. It's funny. A lot of my friends think that I'm still a virgin, and it's like, well, you know what? I mean, just because I'm fat doesn't mean that I'm still a virgin. Okay, I've had sex before. I just have fat man sex, which is basically just me lying there and the girl doing all the work. But it still counts. Okay, it still counts. Yeah, good. Like that's gonna stop me. Okay. So it's really interesting to meet people who have had really depressing stuff happen to them, because I lead kind of a cozy and uninteresting life, So it's interesting to meet those people because I can't really relate to them, So I meet somebody, they'll just be like, they're really depressed. Be like, hey man, what's going on with you? Well, Casey, I just lost my child to medical malpractice. What's going on with you? I just be like, my internet stopped working and I got a stain on my shirt. Okay, you win. Okay. I'm pretty lazy too. I used to work at Hollywood Video, and I used to call out sick all the time. And the thing about that is, I had to get more interesting with the excuses because you don't want to just say you're sick all the time, So I decided to call up and be like, hey man, yeah, I'm not going to be in today. I got so many AIDS. Yeah, AIDS. Yeah, I got so many of them, so I'm going to be immobile for the next week. So. You guys remember a career day in school? That was interesting, right? The thing about career day is that, the thing about school in general is that they're never really honest with anything. I think they should have a day dedicated to that in-between point, right after you graduate high school, and then right before you actually start the career, just be real life day. Instead of having doctors and firemen and construction workers, you just have a bunch of cynical 20-somethings, That class would be interesting, that day. Okay, kids, our next speaker is 22 years old, and he just moved back in with his parents. He has a minimum wage soul-crushing job over at a minimum wage... I screwed that up, sorry. It's a soul-crushing minimum wage job, and he has crippling student debt. Also, if anybody has any spare change, he needs gas money to get home. Alright, so this next thing I'm going to do for you guys is called Shred One-Offs. You'll enjoy it, I hope. Maybe, hold on. There it is. I had a friend who once told me to wax philosophical. And the thing is, I didn't really know what he meant. So, I just made him a wax statue of Socrates. I don't know if you guys remember, there was that consensus among the scientific community that men think about sex every 10 seconds. The thing is, it's not really true. But if it was, you gotta admit, that'd be pretty funny, going to a job interview, it's like, so what do you think you could provide to this company? Blowjobs, or you go to Starbucks, yeah, can I get a grande vagina boobs? I feel really bad for octopi because if you give a human a lot of things that more than they can handle, they're usually like, hey man, I only got 2 hands. But if an octopus makes that same excuse, he'd be a fucking asshole. You hear a lot of people talk about the gas crisis in this country. The truth is, I think this country needs a gas crisis. Because if we didn't have one, Maylocks would go out of business. Yeah, use your brains, America. I once knew a girl who hated me so much that she said that she hoped that one day I'd find out I have AIDS and then immediately get hit by a train. The thing about that is she was so angry when she said that she didn't stop to think that if that actually happened, it would actually work out okay. Remember one time I had pink eye and my friends were like, okay, so you know how you get pink eye, right? That happens when you get particles of feces in your eyes, like what have you been doing? Like, yeah, I shit right in my eyes, you got me. Alright. So, American conservatives. That's the joke. Okay, so this last thing I'm going to do for you is a song. I'm going to give you a little backstory on this. I don't think a lot of tall people understand what it's like to be a short person. If you're like, over 5'10", well, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, you don't really understand what it's like. So I'm going to do a song for you. It's called Short Man Blues. I will. Well, they say that life is short, and I say, so am I. Can't reach the fringe because it's way too fucking high. Baby, hold my hand while I cross the streets. Can't find no shoes for my tiny little feet. When I go to a party, I can't get no ladies' digits, and there's always some douche who's like, hey, who brought the midget? Well, sometimes I'm so small that I'm really hard to see. Gotta stand on a chair every time that I go pee. Strap me on your back and take me around town. In the deep end of a pool, I will probably drown. Well, I could never play in the NBA. I could maybe do wrestling, but it's like totally gay. Well, I'd love to do you, baby, but my dick ain't so big. You say that's fine, we'll do some role playing. I'll get my Princess Leia wig. You baby Chewie, or little Han Solo. Proton torpedoes in your dirty little hole. Say, who are you gonna be? I say, Yoda, bitch. You say, nuh-uh, little man, I think, Yoda, bitch. Well, open up my pants and find my little pot of gold. It's been a while, so it's probably cold, yeah. Sexual leprechaun, yeah. Oh. Well, I'm gonna fill you up, my freaky little arms, when you suck my balls and say, ooh, me lucky charms. That's all for me, thank you.
Yeah, I'm back now. I'm not jealous anymore. I'm sorry, Casey, I didn't know.